martial arts.
I promise to be a good person, to be smart, to be kind, and to be strong. 차렷, 경례. Hey Tigers, happy Monday. I hope you had a great weekend. I hope you got some rest. Hope you got to play outside. Hope you got to play some games with your family. And now we're back. So I'm happy it's Monday because we have a whole new set of lessons for you guys this week. So keep tuning in and keep checking out everything we're doing this week because we want to involve you and I want you to be involved too. So this week in Taekwondo classes, we're working a lot of sparring technique. Now, Taekwondo sparring is almost like the game of Taekwondo, right? Like a basketball game. Whoever earns the most points in Taekwondo sparring wins. And you earn points by kicking other people in point areas and punching other people, and you retain your points from not falling down and being fast. And so it's a very athletic part of our Taekwondo. I know Taekwondo seems very athletic anyway, but sparring is really an exciting part of it. In order to really work on some of our sparring exercises, let's go ahead and get started with sparring footwork, okay? So a lot of times we say, step back, hands up loud, yell. Well, if we start bouncing during that time, then we're in what's called a sparring stance. So we're gonna need a few things today before we jump into our sparring stance. For sparring footwork, using your feet to move quickly, I'm gonna be using some of our rings. If you have anything like this, I want you to go get those now. Before you go get those, you might not have these rings. Okay, I'm gonna hold those on my head. Maybe you have a hula hoop or 3 or 4 hula hoops. You might wanna use a ring like this, all right? If you don't have anything like that, maybe you can go get a belt, right? An old Taekwondo belt or an old leather belt, right? And just loop it together and you've made yourself a ring. All right, so I'm gonna give you a couple minutes to go find all of that stuff that you might need. I'm only gonna be using a total of 4 rings, so you don't need a whole stack of things. Why don't you run off and get those, and then we'll come back and we'll start our class. Okay, everybody, you're back, and let's go ahead and get started with our warm-up. We always start with jumping jacks, but today's jumping jacks are gonna be a little bit different, okay? So, I told you our sparring stance is step back, hands up loud, yell. And we're ready to start kicking, we're ready to start blocking, we're ready to start moving. So all we have to do to make it a sparring stance rather than a kicking stance is start bouncing up and down. And I'm using my tiptoes, right? My heels never hit the ground. And let's do 10 jumping jacks in this sparring stance. Your feet are just gonna stay in the same position the whole time. So really all you're doing is staying bouncing and then using those hands. Ready? And let's do 10. Go. 1 sir, 2 sir, 3 sir, 4 sir, 5 sir, 6 sir, 7 sir, 8 sir, 9 sir, 10 sir. Excellent. Keep bouncing. Switch feet. Yes, sir. Good. Now our other foot is forward. Let's do 10 more. Ready? Go. 1 sir, 2 sir, 3 sir, 4 sir, 5 sir, 6 sir, 7 sir, 8 sir, 9 sir, 10 sir. Keep bouncing. And maro, which means rest. Good. Catch your breath. And let's move on to the next warm-up. Okay, our next warm-up, still in sparring stance. In fact, all of our warm-ups are in sparring stance. And watch how I move my feet. I'm still doing my bouncing up and down. And when I do my foot switch, I just switch in this position. Notice that my body hasn't switched at all. It's still facing the same direction, right? And then I go back. So my back leg comes straight forward and my front leg goes straight back. And that's my foot switch, and then I go right back. So I'm bouncing in my sparring stance, and I'm gonna do that foot switch, 1, and then right back. Notice my body doesn't change. I'm not switching sides like this. Switch, switch. So let's try that. Remember, you're not switching your whole body, just the legs. So let's do 10 of those foot switches. Bouncing in between. Ready? Start bouncing. And the first one, ready? 1. There you go. 2, 2 sir. There we go. 3, 3 sir. 4, nice. Keep it up. Keep bouncing. 5, hands up. 6, still bouncing. 7, Come on, keep going, 8. Almost there, 9. Last one on this side, 10. And switch feet, yes sir. Hands are still up, we're still bouncing. Now this foot switch, I don't bring the back foot behind my front foot. They always stay in this position or this position. Ready? 10 more, we're gonna go a little bit faster. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And borrow. Resting. Big work, big warm up for this workout. Last one, we're in our sparring stance. Hands up, loud yell. We start bouncing. We're gonna do an outer forearm block. Whew. Very simple. We're not gonna do the whole wrap and prepare or the reach and block. If you have your hands up and somebody tries to kick you in the head and you don't have a lot of time to react to it, like if you can see the block, the kick coming, you can prepare. Here it comes. Block. That's great. The more time, the better. But a lot of times when we're moving fast and somebody's jumping at us really quickly, all we have time for is this kind of block. Did you see it? I didn't prepare. I have my hands up and then and that's all we're going to be doing. We'll add a punch later. Ready? Start bouncing. So that front hand just goes out. Notice that my hand turns a little bit. Loud yell every time. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, let's keep going. 6 through 10. But this time, let's block and then punch with the other hand. Block, punch, and return. Block, punch, and return. One hand blocks, the other hand punches, and back. Not block, punch. You gotta use 2 hands on this one. 6 through 10, here we go. 1, 2, block, punch. Let's see, that was 2, but it should have been 7. Here we go. 8, 9, 10. Switch feet. Yes, sir. All right, now the front hand has changed, so the blocking hand has changed. Right hand or your other hand or front hand is the block. So we're just going out this way and return. Ready? 1, keep those feet moving, everybody. 2, keep going. 3, last one. 2 more, I'm sorry. 4, and 5. Let's add the punch, so it's block, punch. 6 through 10, keep those feet moving. 6, 7, be strong. Don't just put your hand out there. Really use your muscles to make sure it's tight. 8, 9, and last one, 10, and borrow. Ready up, and come in. Cool, guys. Let's move on to our kicks. Okay, so hopefully you're feeling warm and you're ready to start kicking. We're gonna practice our strong kicks, and we're gonna lay off the sparring stance for just a second. So still really strong, high, hard, fast kicks, but we won't be bouncing as much. Now, in sparring, you're in your sparring stance, you're bouncing. I'm gonna stay in my kicking stance just to demonstrate. You have a front leg and you have a back leg. Number 1 front kick is the front leg. Number 2 front kick is the back leg. We're gonna be doing both of those, 1 and then 2. Always put the foot down where you found it. I found it in front, I pick it up, and I land in front. I put it back where I found it, just like all the things in my house. I pick something up, I play with it, I use it, I clean with it, I fix something with it, and I always put it back where it goes. That's what's happening here with that number 1 front kick, land, back leg front kick, and land. Now, why would I do that? In sparring, somebody might come in close to me and I'm trying to score points. I'm trying to win. So I might kick them and miss, and they move backwards, and then I follow them with that number 2. So they get close, I miss them, I can reach farther with the number 2, I kick them, and then I'm ready to kick again. All right, we're only doing 5 of these. Front leg front kick, land in front. Back leg front kick, land in back. Ready? 1. Heel. Always in your kicking stance, okay? You can keep going in the sparring stance if you want to. You can always bounce throughout this whole class if you want to. Ready? Front and then back. 2, front foot, heel, back foot. Ready? 3, heel. 2 more. 4, heel. Last one, everybody. 5, heel. And switch feet. If you're in sparring stance, keep bouncing. All right, if you're focusing on the correct way of kicking, maybe just slow it down. Front leg has now changed. Back leg has now changed. Always pick up, kick, and land where you started. Ready? 1, front leg, back leg. Good. 2, heel. Number 1, number 2. 3, number 1, number 2. 4, heel. Last one. I know I'm going fast, but keep up, keep up. And last one. Go. Heel. And borrow. Okay, our final kicking drill. This is called a slide-in kick. We are sliding, right? So pick a chamber, whatever you want. I'm gonna choose side kick. So I'm in my kicking stance, or maybe my sparring stance, and I lift up my kicking leg chamber here, okay? I lifted the kicking foot first, and then I'm gonna slide in closer and kick. Now this is not a jump kick. All right, a jump kick would look more like the back leg moving first and then jumping and kicking. Notice that those are different. I'm bouncing, I chamber, slide in a little bit, and kick. You're not trying to jump all the way across the living room floor. As tall as I am, I can't even slide in very far. If you and your partner are close to each other but too far apart to kick each other, you have to sometimes slide in and get a little closer. So 5 of these. Choose whatever you want to. Slide in side kick is one that when you're older in Taekwondo, I'm gonna be looking for you guys to use that a lot. So try to slide in side kick. Slide in round kick works too. So chamber, slide in, kick, and then go back on the floor to whatever position you started in. Chamber, slide in, kick, and return. Are you ready? Okay, let's bounce on this one. Ready? 1, chamber, slide in and kick, then return. 2, ready? 3, 2 more. 4, last one. Then we're switching sides. Ready? 5, good. Turn and face the other way. Let's do 5 fast ones. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and borrow. Catch your breath. Chariot. Grab some water, and let's start in just a second. So I know we're starting to sweat and get hot because sparring is really hard. And if you can't run very fast for very long or bounce on your feet like that for very long without getting too tired and you have to stop, then this is a perfect week for you guys, because the more we can move and stay moving a long time and not get tired or so tired we have to quit, the stronger we're gonna get. And that's called endurance. Can you guys say that? It's kind of a weird word. Endurance. Endurance means that you have the energy to use that energy for a long time, over time, and not get so tired that you have to give up what you're doing. Endurance is really important in sparring. Endurance is used in other ways too, but in active sports like Taekwondo, we think of endurance as having the health of our body in order to last a long time in things like sparring and not get tired. Because if you get tired before your partner gets tired, it's easier for them to score points and win. So if you can endure longer than they can, you have a really good chance of winning the sparring match. Okay, so let's cool things down a little bit with some stretches. Everybody reach up towards the ceiling and touch the toes. Count after me. Hana. Dual. Set. Net. Dasa. Stand up. wide. Now look, this is kind of like middle stance, but you know you're supposed to bend your knees for middle stance, so you know it's not middle stance. I want to grab my elbows, and I'm going to try to lean so far forward I put my elbows on the ground, but you cannot bend your knees, and you can't lean way out. You have to just go straight down as if you were trying to touch the toes. So, grab, spread those legs out, and try to touch your elbows on the ground without bending your knees or leaning forward. Just lean down. Let's count after me. Hana, dual, set, net, dasa. Good, everybody stand up. Our last stretch, we're gonna do one on one side, one on the other. Now, what kind of stance is this called? If I did a high block in this stance, what is that? I take a step forward, almost as if I'm walking. So it's called a walking stance. Then, I'm gonna pull my toes off the ground so only my heel of my front foot is touching. I'm gonna reach down. I can bend this leg because I'm stretching only the front leg. I'm gonna reach down with both hands and try to pull my foot towards me without taking my heel off the ground. And you should feel the stretch in the back of the front leg, right back here. Let's count. Hana, dual, set, net, dasa. Stand up, switch feet, lift the heel. You can bend the knee, reach down, try to pull your toes towards you without the heel coming up. Hana, dual, set, net, dasa. All right, everybody. Excellent work. Have a seat. 30 seconds of focus time. I'm going to do it with you today. Eyes closed, hands crossed, chin up. Go. And eyes open, stand up. Let's pause and go ahead and grab your rings or your belts or your hula hoops or old taekwondo belts, and let's work some of our sparring fitness footwork exercises, okay? Go get that stuff. Okay, welcome back. Now, for right now, I just have one ring. So put one ring down, and the way you guys can see me is it's more important that you can see my feet. So the camera's gonna be pointing down a little bit. You may not be able to see me, my head and everything, but you can hear me. So this is our first footwork exercise with your ring or your belt or your hula hoop or whatever creative ring you found in your house. It's our double step forward. So both feet have an opportunity to be in the ring, okay? This is my left foot, it's in the ring. I take a step forward with my right foot, and then my left foot leaves the ring. That's our double step. To go backwards, we move the front foot first, and then the back foot. So when we're going forward or back, both feet come together, okay? So if I'm going this way on forward step and this way on backward step, notice that my feet came together both times. I'm just kind of taking one step and then farther. It's not forward and then forward, okay? Because that way the feet didn't come together. They stayed far apart. So when we can do this a little quicker, it's almost like a hop. Okay, you can still step quickly. You will do that in sparring, but you can almost, there's a split second where I'm in the air and then I land almost at the same time. Da-da. So try your double step. I'm gonna ask you to do 10 of these on each side. My left foot is forward, forward, back, 1, forward, back, 2. Something else to really keep in mind is that my left foot, it's always in front. It's in front when I step, and it's in front when I step again. I see a lot of students doing this. Step, and then the right foot is forward. And you're just doing you're doing a foot switch. So make sure that left foot is forward, and the hips are always facing the same way. That's 3, 4, 5, all the way to 10, and then I want you to switch sides and do 10 more fast, double step forward, double step back with your ring 10 more times. Ready? go. Okay, the next footwork drill with your single ring is gonna be changing direction. So my left foot is in the ring, and just like the numbers on a clock, number 12, number 6, number 3, and number 9. Or on the directional compass, north, south, east, and west. So right now, I'm facing one direction. And then I'm gonna turn and now face this direction. And then I turn and face this direction. And turn and face this direction. And then turn back, and I've gone in a complete circle. My left foot never left the ring, and as I turn, all the body weight spins on the ball of the foot, just the same part of the foot we kick with. So I want you to go around the circle twice, stopping every quarter turn, right? North, south, east, west. Boom, boom. That would be one time. Go again, and then switch feet. 1, 2, 3, 4, back to center. Let's see how you do with that. Go. Okay, our last ring exercise, I've brought out 3. Right? Now really, you only need 2. If you're having a hard time finding another belt or another hula hoop, you don't even really need this middle one. You're still gonna jump there, but you know that space is there because this ring is way over here and this ring is way over here. I've got all these rings, so I'm gonna use this one, okay? Now a lot of you know hop round kicks, right? Where you're hopping and kicking and hopping and kicking and hopping. Well, this is called chamber hops. And so we have 3 rings. We have blue, red, and yellow. I'm gonna start outside the blue and finish outside the yellow. Watching me. Chamber for round kick. Balancing on that one good leg of yours, okay? Or maybe you got 2 good legs. We're doing both of them. Hop, 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 and then I'm out. Notice that I never kicked, and I also never dropped my knee. Once you make it to the other side, I finished here. I'm gonna switch and go the other direction. Hop, 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 and then I'm out. Always going forward, not hopping one direction and chambering over there, okay? You're always turned the body sideways. 1, 2, 3, 4, switch. 1, 2, 3, 4, switch. Here's another one you can do. Forward, 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 forward. Keep the leg in the air. Back, 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 back. Switch. I want you to do the forward and then switch legs and then go forward, back. 3 times on each leg. And then I want you to go forward, 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 forward. Keep the leg in the air. Back, 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 back. 3 times on each leg, okay? I want you to pause. Tell me how you do at the end of it. I want to see that everybody can hop, land, and be able to keep that leg in the air. Balance is so important in sparring because if we fall down, we lose points. And if we kick and have bad balance during and after the kick, our partner will be able to kick us and score points a lot easier than if we could kick, land, and continue blocking. I know a lot of you know what it feels like to kick and fall or lose balance or stumble. Imagine kicking somebody or trying to kick somebody and getting points, or trying to get points, and then you lose your balance and then they kick you. So it's kind of a bad feeling. And then when you fall down, you lose points too. So pause the video, go forward, 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 switch feet, forward, 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 back 3 times on each leg, and then forward, 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 back, 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 back 3 times on each leg. Good luck. I'll see you in just a second. Some of our best sparrers here at Becks have the best ability to do those hops. If you ever watch Miss Ari spar, it's almost like she spars on one leg the entire sparring match and never puts both feet down. She has great balance and she has great patience, and she's able to really kick high and kick low and move around and really kind of overwhelm her sparring partners who never know where to block. So the more you can have that hop, 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 hop on one leg and not lose balance, the more points you're going to be able to score in sparring, and the more points means you're going to win. So that's how we get good at sparring, is having that good hopping balance. I want to leave you with a fun video. Some of you might have seen this on Friday of doing Mrs. Becks doing some sparring, okay? So I've compiled a little video of her sparring and me sparring some, and Miss Ari sparring, and a couple other people who we've watched over the years, give you an idea of how fun sparring can be and how hard it can be, knowing that you're trying to kick somebody and they're trying to kick you, and you're trying to all stay safe at the same time, and you're trying to win, and you have that good endurance. So enjoy the last videos. Let's do our bow out, and then the video will play. Enjoy it. And guys, we'll see you tonight for classes at 3:30. And if we don't see you for classes tonight at 3:30, we'll see you tomorrow morning. And we're going to continue just like we are right now on more good sparring exercises. Have a great night. Let's bow out. Chariot, Kyungnae. I promise to be a good person, to be smart, to be kind, and to be strong. Chariot, Kyungnae.
Becks Martial Arts. Becks Martial Arts.